Hey, my name is Jer, and I'm a pothead, and I'm a 60s-born child who's always loved marijuana. And I use it for healing, pain, all kinds of things, or just to get my head right. I would love to come to one of your events. Let me know. You have my number. Hit me. Hit me back, and I'll be there, okay? Pipe lit and everything. Bye.
All right, so Jordan, we good? David, we good?
Great.
Vlad?
Let's do this, baby. We got
JP?
Italian Stallion.
Italian
get some money,
baby. Let's go. All right, so what the fuck is going on, ladies and gentlemen? The Happy Munkey Podcast is here. And today we got a special guest, and I always say we got a special guest because everybody is special when you come to the middle and you here with the fellas. So yes, I'm Ramon. You already know we got Vlad. And today, again, this is where we get to do what we do best, right? We get to mix all the people like we've been doing since the speakeasy days, and we get to kind of mix legacy, legal, everything, you know. And this is the future of cannabis, right? And this is why I'm like, I guess I feel happy and privileged, right? That because we get to talk to other people that I think people don't get to talk to, and they don't, and we get to inform people about shit that they don't know what's going on, right? So today we got a special person. Just like us, so a card winner. He definitely got the weed license. My man from NYC BUD, JonPaul. What up? What's up, my man? Thank you for coming.
Thank you for being here, man.
Absolutely.
Intro. That is a great intro.
Absolutely. You're a real New Yorker, you know what I mean? From Queens. Let's do it up. You know what I'm saying? Queens get the money. Right. So yeah, man, we love having the OGs, whether you was in the streets or now you got the legal stuff, but I know you've done all sorts of shit. You're a fucking entrepreneur. So I know what it is, right? So we're gonna start off light, and well, first I know Vlad got some updates and stuff like that.
Let me do some updates for the people that keep them posted. So remember, Happy Munkey's coming soon to a theater near you. Coming first to Dykeman, then we going to Brooklyn. Keep on sending us all the amazing art.
Yes, sir.
Keep on filling out the inquiry if you want to get down with the dream team, if you want to join the tribe and catch a vibe. We're looking for good talent. And now we're going to get into it with another fellow New Yorker that's also operating an amazing dispensary out here. One of the few creative ones that's not like the typical, that really embodies the New York cannabis culture.
Absolutely.
And you know what I mean? It's an honor to have you here.
Absolutely,
JonPaul, for real, because it's like I said before I met you, I said this offline, I already knew you were a true Yorker when I saw the design, because only a true Yorker would think about something like that.
All right, so before we get deep into the design and stuff like that, first of all, shout out to Chip City, shout out to Flower Bill for the collaboration. If you haven't got your Flower Bill grinder, definitely get it. You know, shout out to the candle people. We got the candles, people.
Shout out to Mood Mats.
Mood Mats, shout out to Mood Mats, right? These are all our folks, man. Shout out to everybody who's sending in the artwork, right? So we gonna start off light, John, before we get into the whole card and operating the business and all this stuff and all this shit. Let's get into like young John, right? Because everybody, you know, starts somewhere. So we always like to ask, give me your first experience of getting high. You know what I mean? Was it a joint? Was it a blunt? Was it a bong? Was you 16 and listening to Frank Sinatra? Like, what was that? You know what I mean? Like,
you always got you always remember your first. You know, I remember where it was. I remember who it was. I don't remember where we got it from, but I remember a bunch of us smoking down by the train station in Flushing. You know, we had to be like 16 years old. You know, LIRR. You know, it was probably some shit, dirt weed.
Absolutely.
For the life of me, I can't remember where we got it. I do remember that same age group going to, what's the park, Thompson Square? Buying thought I was getting hash, buying wood from a homeless guy.
Washington Square Park, you mean?
Washington Square Park. Washington Square Park. We're like breaking up. We're like, no, it's going to break. Oh, no, that's wood.
La tabla.
Yeah, no, I remember buying my first ounce to sell, and it straight up looked like it came out of like a snake tank. Like it smelled like a snake tank. It was probably not even marijuana if you tested it, but you know, you had to start somewhere.
You got. That's how you get it shaking and baking, man. So was it like joints and it's like your high school crew? Like what? you know, like
It was the high school crew, because that's when I really started smoking with all the guys. I throw them all under the bus. All the guys that I hung out with in high school, we all started smoking weed, man. So, you know, that's when we really started smoking. I was always an entrepreneur, so the first thing I wanted to do was, you know, sell it.
yeah.
And like I told you, you know, we used to go to Bushwick, and this is back when nobody was walking around Bushwick drinking lattes.
It wasn't East Williamsburg?
It was no lattes in Bushwick.
looking like me, you weren't. You know you know, I'll tell you straight up. The one time I went without my friend who was straight Colombian who would get the weed for us, we got robbed. You know, just straight up set up. We knew it was happening. We saw it happening. Like, yo, we're getting circled. Friend got out of the car. Sure enough, got robbed. But you know, I used to pick up my boy. I'd take him. We'd go to Bushwick. He knew the spots. We'd buy, you know, 100 nickel bags. Turn around, repackage them, sell them for 20s out in Long Island.
Boom. Boom.
Sorry, Mom, again.
That was real hustle.
York shit.
That was real hustle. Yeah, hell yeah.
We
Please.
I went to Catholic school, so.
Oh yeah. Oh no. That
On
was.
Long Island and Manhasset, so they weren't getting good weed. I mean, it's not even like we were getting good weed. It was nickel bags that we were turning around. So
Exactly. Selling
you know,
it for
but
20.
back then, Bushwick, they'd sell you a nickel bag, they'd stuff it.
Absolutely.
You know, the long
Fat
ones.
ass
And,
nickel
and
bag
then,
of
you know,
chocolate or some
sometimes
shit.
they'd come with fucking designs, and the people would eat that shit up. We wouldn't even have to change the bag sometimes.
That was the hustle. That was the hustle. All right, so now we getting into. So then you get into like, all right, so high school happened. You got weed. Now you're selling weed. But you know, life. Now you become an adult. You got into what? Nightlife first.
Believe it or not, I was gonna go to law school. I got into law school and everything. I took the LSATs. I did criminal justice in college. I worked at a law firm doing like paralegal work right out of, well, started in like the records room. Then I had a great job, really good job. And only job I had straight out of college was the same law firm. Moved back to New York, and then I got into nightlife. And then I was doing clubs for a while. I was managing a very big DJ, Boris, in New York.
I remember DJ
Yeah,
Boris.
I
Yeah.
remember
So
that.
I managed him I still do to this day, but it's like going on like 15 years. Wow. So
What were the clubs back then they used
I
to
was
do?
Pacha, Crowbar.
Oh, Pasha, Crowbar, baby.
Limelight.
Well, Limelight was before that.
And then it was Avalon.
Avalon.
It turned into Avalon. Yeah.
That's when I first started, when it was Avalon, and there used to be an after-hours club called the Spider Club upstairs. I used to do after-hours parties up there. But then I managed Boris, ran a few clubs in the city, Musica, Space of Bees in New York, worked at Pacha.
Tell people about Pasha though, right? Because that was like some
Pacha was,
real.
Crowbar to this day was still
Crowbar.
my favorite because it was a big, big room. But Pacha was a great room, and that's
Yeah,
a big
that-
part of New York. Then you had Output. Output was another one. So mainly just did clubs, and I've been, I gave up my day job. I had a retirement party at, I think it was 38. We had a rager retirement party, and then I went full nightlife for a while, and then about, I want to say right before pandemic or right during pandemic, was when friends of mine that have a farm were, I was telling them, I'm like, listen, I always said when weed became legal, I'm going to die selling weed. I was like, this is, I started my life selling weed. I was like, I want to die selling weed. I was like, if they legalize it, I'm in. So once they did, I reached out to my friends. I'm like, listen, I want to help you guys as much as possible, do whatever. And then it just happened that my ski partner, my friend for years, Giancarlo, and his cousin, they were sitting on the NYC BUD name. And, he was doing merch, and he was building it up in anticipation of doing something with it anyway. So it kind of just morphed into, having that convo and then meeting with my friends and they're like, yo, why don't you guys just apply? And we were like, you know what? We had the card, we all had criminal records.
Right.
It's crazy. It's like
normal.
I had to go to the courthouse and get my records unsealed. And like the lady's looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing? She's like, nobody unseals their records. I'm like, yeah.
Let me see. Yeah.
I need to know it all. My lawyer even looked. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's flipping through all the arrests. I was like, yeah, I don't know. Man. I'm sorry that happened.
Different time,
Typical
right?
New York shit though, right? Because it's like,
Stupid shit, but a lot of them were marijuana arrests,
Yeah.
I've spent 2 days in Central for weed once, and like a mix up with paperwork. Like, who the fuck deserves to spend 2 days for smoking a blunt?
it goes down.
Cop
and
even
it
said, he
happened on
looked
the
like,
regular.
yo, you're still here? He's like, bro, what the fuck did you do? I was like, I don't know, man. I was like, you gotta find out. I was like, get me a lawyer or something. I thought I would have been out in like,
And
10
that was
hours.
normal for anybody that lived in New York and smoked. That was just,
Get
they just
arrested
made it
on
normal.
a Friday night, man.
Oh yeah, you get locked up on a Friday night, it's over. You
At
just, that's
bullpen
it.
therapy.
That's it.
Yeah.
You also dabbled in real estate, right?
I got my real estate license out of pure boredom when I was over nightlife. You go through phases in nightlife. You want to get the fuck out of it every couple of years. You're like, I can't believe I still do this. So I got a real estate license, and I just never really did nothing with it. I was always married to nightlife. Nightlife was my thing. I mean, we still do it, which, translates to this industry so great because there's so much events and things that we could do that, for us to put together is a walk in the park, That's
what I was going to ask you. How do you feel like your experience in nightlife and real estate, everything you've been through, how has it translated for the business?
For that aspect, it's very easy. For us to just say, all right, I think my partner is very good too. He's a man of resources, and I'm a man of resources, and our other partner is a man of resources. So it's like, especially in that aspect of putting together events and getting things like that to happen and marketing, like, that's second nature. So I think that gave us an edge, or at least for me, it's not a challenging part. Whereas I talk to others and they're, paying a lot of people to do things that I'm like, shit, why would I pay you to do that? Like, I do Facebook ads all day long for nightclubs. How much? I mean, it's different with dispensaries, but the creation, the audience, all of that's the same. So I think that helped us, in a lot of marketing aspect. Plus a lot of, like I said, having the connections for little things. Even just having guys who hand out flyers on the street. It's not as easy as just putting out a want ad and getting somebody qualified to do that. But, we have street teams that we've trained for years to do this. So
that's a big deal. I don't think people are using that anymore.
No, I mean, it's kind of, listen, I don't know what the fuck the guidelines say because they change every other day. So we don't know what we're allowed to do and what we're not allowed to do. So I always assume we're not allowed to do it. So we're playing it very, very safe compared to what I would do if this was like a nightclub situation. So I feel very handcuffed, which is, brings us to the whole elephant that's always going to be in the room is the illegal shops, So it's like they can do everything we can't. You take those handcuffs off me for marketing, forget about it, We'll do some amazing stuff.
What do you think, how was the whole process for you and your partners, like, from applying to getting the real estate to making it all come to fruition?
I tell you, everybody, the location was straight up, get in the car, roll joints, and we just drove around calling every single for sale, wanted sign, or whatever, any real estate sign. We knew the general areas where we wanted to be. We went up and down every single block, found a few locations, and you will be, I'm sure you guys know, there's a fucking church and a fucking school everywhere in your fucking city, bro. Everybody's a fucking church of something, man. The Haitians got churches.
Yeah, everybody has a church. Everybody has a church.
Barring every fucking Jesus-loving building popping up in our way, we eventually found a place that off the beaten path. Like if you ever see our place, we're not highly trafficked. There's no train station right in front of us. There's big Department of Ed building across the street and stuff like that. But we have a high concentration of buildings, and residential and big money. I mean, the buildings in Long Island City are $4,000 or $5,000 a month rent for those apartments. So we're fine with the proximity, and we also looked at what could possibly open up in between us. And that was the hard part. But when we did that, then it was just a waiting game and the paperwork. I mean, we're experts at paperwork. I'm phenomenal at paperwork. You want anything, we got it in 2 seconds. But it was just frustrating the way that they would request the information. Like, and there was a lot of times, I mean, I remember during that injunction when they were like, all right, cards off the table, go apply for new licenses. And it was like, they just opened the floodgates. And we opened the floodgates. We applied for like 4 licenses under like whatever we could.
Of course.
And then they come back and they're like, all right, cards back in play. all those applications got to be rescinded. I'm like, what the fuck? And then they were like, yeah, we're not giving your money back. I'm like, okay.
Right.
So it was a lot of, just frustration.
Tedious shit.
Yeah, it's just tedious shit. And listen, I get it, man. It's, it's a government agency. It's just, I don't want to say I feel I could do it better. I feel a lot of people could do it better. And I feel a lot of people know they could do it better. And maybe they're understaffed, whatever it is. But, I can't complain at the end of the day because we got it. But, I don't want to see others go through what we went through because, it's crippling financially. If we would have had rent, that would have been triple.
Preaching to the choir.
Yeah, like, listen, man, I'm sure you guys are sitting on it too. And we were trying for a second location, but we just don't want to get into that game of going a year with, waiting on a license. And it's not like you could get an answer out of anybody. So that's what's scary, like you're just straight gambling. If I'm going to gamble like that, I might as well go to like Vegas and put it on black.
It's high stakes too.
Yeah, it's high stakes, like sign a
high
lease.
roller table.
You're locked into, a year lease or whatever it is, a 5-year lease. You know, we were lucky enough to find a landlord that's very chill. Our rent's not bad. You know, he gave us a good, 6-month build out, which is unheard of. My partner is a great negotiator. And, we did a lot for the building, though. You know, we added the ADA. We added the handicap ramp. Obviously, we built the train station inside, but, you know.
That's what I wanted to get into. That's the million-dollar question I wanted to get into. What was the epiphany, the thought process from you and your team? Like, we're going to go this route of, like, New York City train style and just, go hard in that
I think
angle.
from the inception of the name and the logo, which, my partner Giancarlo had all set in stone, I think that was where it's, the snowball you put at the top of the mountain, and then you just roll it, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Because there was never like, everybody asks, where's your plans, who's your designer? There's none of that. There's us sitting in the room smoking weed, looking at a shit ton of transit museum books. We went to the transit museum. Just our own knowledge. I mean, we were both from Queens, so graffiti and all of that's a very big part of our culture in that neighborhood. So, I did graffiti when I was younger. He does graffiti. Everybody just has that around them. So, it was literally the essence of New York and what we wanted to capture. I'm old school. I do house and techno parties in the city. I listen to nothing but, old school hip hop in my house. And I'm from 92 to 97. You can't tell me nothing outside of that era. I don't want to hear it. This is easy for us. It was all the little things that we wanted. There's still more that we want to do. And we feel that that's the uniqueness of the store. It's like a blank canvas. Christmas comes around. Shit, I could bomb the whole train over with a whole Christmas scene. Who gives a shit, We just do it again and again and again.
What was the biggest hurdle, after you and your team smoked, came up with a design, whatever, now, it's one thing to come up with it, and put it on a
execution.
Yeah. Exactly, to make it come to fruition inside the space. How was that process?
I'll give all the credit in the world to the builders, the guys that work for my partner. My partner does developments and stuff too, so he uses the same crew. These guys are amazing. We didn't use a gigantic contracting company and bring in a whole bunch of people. We just had one contracting company, but these guys do everything. So, it took longer than maybe anybody would ever want to do or putting it together on your own, but we had the time. We weren't getting pressured to get the license. Literally it came down to when we finally did get the okay, we were just putting the finishing touches on it. So we would have been kind of screwed if we would have gotten it back in September when we expected it, because we really wouldn't have been able to put out the product that we did. The electronic doors alone, which huge point of contention. I hate those things, but I love them. But, they were super expensive, and they took 8 weeks to deliver from whatever part of America. So, things wouldn't have been there. We'd have to open up without doors, and we would have kind of half-assed it. So it really kind of worked out, even to the point that me and my partner fought over the opening week or the week after. And I'm glad we chose the week after because, I feel we opened up perfectly. Knock on wood, we didn't have any major snafus. But it was a process, man. But, like I said, no designers. We just did it ourselves. That's why people are amazed. They're like, wait, you guys just did this? What do you mean? Yeah, we kind of just, Uline.
That's impressive.
I say Uline is the best. I don't know if you guys up on Uline.
Yeah.
Uline
we order
is the
stuff from
shit.
Uline, yeah.
I've been hyping it up all day today.
They got to send us a check for that.
Man. That's it. We should get Uline to sponsor.
Shit.
Nah, but we ordered all shelves. Listen, we had. My partner definitely had bigger visions of grandeur of what we were going to do. We were looking into robotics and stuff like that. Eventually, if we do a second, third, fourth, so we want to go really, really technological, pick to light and stuff like that, just to help with fulfillment and use technology that people like Amazon and all that are using. At the end of the day, it's
AI, all this shit.
Yeah, all that shit's crazy. Listen, we're learning a new industry too. I never worked retail in my life. I never did retail. I know POS systems from nightclubs and stuff like that, but barely. I barely touch them. So it was a learning curve for us. Using what of shopping and stuff, you don't want to be annoyed when you come in there. I have realized the value of the bud tender, which everybody did tell me, and I'll stress to you guys, and I'm sure you've heard, but
absolutely, they
are the most valuable. And we got a great team. They're super fucking educated. They went to Reed College and shit.
That's great. That's fucking great. All right, let's get on the lighter side, right? Because cannabis it's a lifestyle. For us, we like to say, Happy Monkey's a lifestyle, right? Because cannabis has a lot of and cannabis doesn't have a face, right? If you smoke weed, you don't necessarily have a race. It doesn't. You don't have a everybody smokes. It's a thing, right? And what comes with that lifestyle is munchies. And I'm curious to hear somebody who's from Queens, like, what's like your go-to
And
Queens
got the
munchie
munchies.
spot?
Listen, growing up, it was a place called Cherry Valley in Whitestone.
What they have in Cherry Valley?
They got everything. They got like they make sandwiches for like the gangs in
Right.
the neighborhood, like that one called the TCS, which is the gang in the neighborhood. But stuff like that, like, you know, chicken cutlet with grease and gravy and like the gravy fry. But then again, diners.
Yeah.
I'm a diner guy.
Diner guy.
Like, you know,
Queens
that
known
was
for diners,
Queens is
too.
known for diners. I mean, no matter what, after the club, you're driving home,
Everybody going to the diner.
everybody's going to the diner. And you had to pick your diners carefully because the diners fucking popped
So
off.
what's the top? What's the top? What was your top of all time?
I used to go to Scobie Diner when I hung out with our Little Neck crew. But
Where was
one
that
in, Little Neck, on the border of Little Neck and Great Neck, deep in Little Neck, like all Western Queens, you know. And then when I'm in Bayside, it was the one on Northern and Franny Lou. I forget the name of it, but that was a good one. But again, dangerous. You know, you had to know the times.
Yeah.
You had to know what you were walking into. You had to go there with the right amount of people.
Yeah, because that's it. It's just like,
Everybody's drunk. All it takes is a fucking drop fork and shit can pop off. And the diners were where it's at. But you know that was my go-to. 24 hours, you get breakfast. I mean, come on.
yeah, that's it. That's perfect. That was perfect for me too. I love the diner. I'm not.
You guys had
opposed
the
to-
Heights. You had a whole different world up in the Heights.
Oh, like, yeah, we
we got
got
barbecues
everything, yeah.
on street corners. In the
Yeah,
Heights.
it was lit.
You know, you growing up in Queens, like I know that you're gonna do really well there, and you're already doing well because I know, like, you know, my girl's from Queens, and I know that Queens supports Queens, and like you said, Long Island City is already just a popping area, but I know like Queens supports, you know, their people's heavy, so I know that you're gonna do well there. So, what do you think, like, you know, you growing up in Queens, everything that you went through? How was it that you feel like it influenced you being here right now in this position? And like what in your upbringing, because, you know, you started in high school, like you being around Bayside over there back in the days.
You know, I think and Bayside was known for weed back in the days. Like, we had a lot of the legacy growers, the older gang members. Like, those are the guys that were taking over houses. So like, it's always been in that culture. I mean, like I said, I started selling when I was like 16 years old. You know, I'd develop beepers and then sell it off to somebody. This is like the days when we used to clone cell phones. Like, I remember my first cell phone was a clone Ericsson. Cloned Ericsson, where, you know, you'd be mid phone call and all of a sudden some guy would get on the phone like, what the fuck you doing? Because you're cloning his phone, and like he'd jump on the call. So I remember doing shit like that. So it was always, you know, weed and shit was in my culture, the graffiti, like I said. So I just think, like I said, stuck in the past. Doing this is like a playground for us. Like, I like going to the store. Who the fuck likes going to work? You know, when I work in nightclubs, I liked it, but like, I like going to the store. I like interacting with the customers. I like seeing the store in action, the graffiti on the train. Like, you know, we constantly got a vibe. We got music going on, DJs. Like,
You also
know?
helping the community because you're
Helping the
creating
community.
employment. You've been an inspiration.
Yeah,
Dudes
that's
that's
the
still
new
out there
destination.
showing them that what's possible.
You know, and the good thing is we're not in like you know, you walk down this block. I counted at least 9, 10 illegal shops from which you know,
Flooded
we
over here.
all have our opinion on them and what they do to the neighbor, whatever. Thank God our neighborhood doesn't have a lot of them. There's like 2 I got to deal with, but you know, I think it's helping the neighborhood. It's giving people like, yo, if they come to Long Island City, it's like, yo, you know what? It's a nice day. Let's go walk over there and I'm gonna go show you something. It's a little bit more than just selling them.
It's an
weed.
experience.
Giving them an experience. We have little interactive things, you know, you touch this, the lights play. We got the graffiti wall now, which I recommend anybody come to the shop. Just come for the graffiti
I'm
wall.
coming.
Graffiti wall is fucking hours of fun.
So what do you think, like, what's in the future plans for JonPaul and Metro, you know, NYC Metro? What do you guys think?
Not Metro. We know those guys, but not Metro.
I see, but I'm sorry.
You know, we're hoping to. Well, right now, listen, 420 week. So this is like, you know,
Super
the
Bowl.
Christmas, Super Bowl. Like, you know, it's funny. So you know, we're preparing for that this week. The bigger picture, you know, hopefully to get a second store, third store going. Nice. You know, we talk to a lot. I mean, we're not, you know, we're looking to branch out, and you know, right now we're focused on the main one, so we don't want to be too stupid. You know, a lot of people just bite off more than they could chew. You know, like I said, it's a new industry for all of us. So we're you know, I'm learning things like payroll tax. That's something they don't teach you in no school. You know, they don't teach you that in high school. They don't teach it anywhere in life. But you know, that's something that slapped us in the face, and I'm like, holy shit, that's a cost of doing business I did not expect. You know,
A lot of different, a lot of details.
A lot of details. I mean, look, I see a lot of taking advantage in the industry, like, you know, from the banks to the insurance companies to everything.
Everything is a green tax. Oh, you in cannabis? More for you.
You know, we had a landlord be like, oh, well, you know, these other guys want it, but we like you. We'll give it to you. Boy, you got to match their offer for an extra $1,000. I'm like, yeah, sure, I do. Sure, you like me over them. You like whoever's going to pay you the extra money. I got a nonprofit. I got a club in Brooklyn. That's no profit.
Brooklyn. What you got in Brooklyn?
I own a club called Listen.
You been
Listen.
I saw it's by Avant Garden, right?
Right, but yeah, it's like 2 blocks away.
Oh, tell me about that.
A small little spot, 135 people. One of the best sound systems in New York, though. I'll put it up against pound for pound for any club in the city.
Ooh.
We're open like Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
That's
Do,
like a
house
strip
music.
where all the little popping clubs are.
Yeah, there's a place called Honey's. There's another place, 99 Scott. Another place, Silo. It's starting to be
Yeah, I
like
know
the
what
club.
Silo-
And
alright,
the other
now I
side
know-
is
now I
White
know
Cough
what's
with like House of Yes and a bunch of
Yeah.
little bars. So it's that new little
It's
hot.
shaking and baking.
Again,
over there,
Bushwick.
yeah.
Bushwick, where you wouldn't, 20 years ago, you wouldn't go anywhere near where this club is. But yeah, we got a club right there. So, you know, that's another thing that we could offer the industry. You know, we throw weed events. I don't care. Just come smoke, do whatever you want in the place.
Awesome, because you know that's right up our alley.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's a match made in heaven, guys.
Definitely, bro. I think this was cool, bro. And again, man, I like to hear the New York story because, you know, and shout out to everybody that got their card. I'm not trying to knock anybody, right? But it's just cool to hear somebody who's born and raised just like us and kind of like, you know, now we here. You know what I'm saying?
We want to help everybody, man. Like I tell people, reach out to me. I'll offer you any advice you want and tell you, you know, what you're in for, what you're walking into, because, you know, a lot of shit that we thought was gonna happen didn't happen. You know, the little stupid shit, just the way we're dealing with farms, and you know, way I thought the packaging was gonna come, and you know, the way the banking's going with the taxes, and you know, there's a whole shitstorm you're walking into, which you would have thought that you know, an industry as massive as this is going to be would be a lot more buttoned up. You know, that's I think the most shocking thing for me. I thought I was gonna walk into, you know, Easy Street, and I realized there's a lot more of focusing on that business side of the micro business side that I have to pay attention to that I did not expect.
So you know that this has been happening already now. It's probably been like 6 years on a national level. New York just really stepped on the scene like 2-3 years ago. What do you see in the future that New York is gonna bring that, like, you know, the other 20 states haven't run when it comes to the industry? Like,
I don't think anything except same saturate. I think the same problems that you probably seen in every other market will eventually happen here. It's just a matter of the time, you know. So that's what I've been paying attention. Like, all right, well, what went wrong in Colorado, and if it did go wrong? What went wrong in LA if it did go wrong? What's going wrong in Massachusetts? You know, we've met guys that own shops and stuff like that, dispensaries. So, like, I believe that all of that stuff is going to happen here eventually, whether it's the oversaturation. You know, right now, I mean, who knows how many licenses they're actually going to do, you know, if it's 1,500, if it's 2,000, if, you know, you're going to have the illegal ones still popping up. So, who really knows where it's going to go?
you don't sound optimistic about the future, JonPaul.
You know what it is? I'm not optimistic about how the government is. I mean, I'd love to see the enforcement side for the illegals, because it's like, yo, now I'm seeing, now you see the numbers and you see the realness and you realize, okay, now everything counts. You know, we could ramp up business. Business is going great. But again, if you knock out all the illegal stores, that's a couple of hundred customers to each business. Now there's going to be, you know, there's another guy's open up literally within like a mile of us. I think Trends, something like that. So, you know, there's going to be more stores opening up. And I think that's why, you know, we're happy with our little niche that we carved out. And, you know, our little, we want to make a place that people want to come to. They want to post a picture of. You know, they want to show their friends when they come to town. Like, you know what? We can buy weed anywhere, but let's go over there and show.
That's what I was going to say. My opinion is that you're already proven that New York is already going to change the game, and it's changing the game because New York has always been about the experience, the hospitality, etc. And you're already proven that with your design and how you're doing things different. And I think New York is going to bring a lot more of that.
I think our events are going to blow people's minds
because
too.
I think that that's what New York has always been. It's always been the culture capital of the world, financial capital, hospitality capital. So I think all of that is going to translate into the cannabis industry. Just that right now, like my partner Ramon likes to say, it's a baby. It's a 2-3-year-old baby just getting its legs.
It's just getting its legs. Which is why I'm glad that we are all at the ground floor of this, and we can, in a helpful way, hopefully steer things. And you know, I want to get in the ears of the right people to help. Because like little things that I notice, you know, we give our extensive feedback to our farms, and some listen, and some already have made changes that have made even our side of the business a lot easier. You know, so I think the open lines of communication, even other dispensaries, like we don't care. Like, yo, our boys at Terp Bros, they're great, man. I love those guys. You know, we love talking with other dispensaries, and same thing in the beginning.
Jeremy's been on here.
Jeremy's a great dude. You know, guys who helped us with information in the start. We were happy to see them open for us, even. You know, so so you know, that's it, man. We're the bricks of this foundation of this. You know, this can be massive. You know, who knows where this could go? But like I said, I think what happened in other markets, we will see happen here. Oversaturation. Yo, a lot of guys are signing leases for really big rent. Like, yo, this is New York, man. What happens in February when you get a blizzard? Remember 1996? I'm old enough to remember that. When you're shut down, when you got a $20,000, $30,000
We had
rent.
igloos on the block out
You know what I'm
there.
saying?
But when you got $30,000 rent hanging over your head, and you can't do deliveries even, you know, that's a hole you dig yourself. So, you know, I think everybody's got to be real careful with what they get themselves into.
You got to be ready.
I mean, you know, I'm good with numbers. I'm good with books. I do this for nightclubs. I've done, and like I'm seeing the complications in this. So I'm like, you know, I'm like, everybody's better be ready for what you're walking into.
Shit is not for the faint of heart.
And everybody's predatory, looking for that piece of the pie, like you said, the green tax. So, but you know, everybody sticks together and helps each other. And then you got to watch the big guys coming in.
That's what I think. That I'm so proud right now of New York of like that. I think they're surprised with. I think JonPaul that they expected everybody in New York to be on some crabs in a bucket shit, and they've seen like everybody unified, everybody sharing information, everybody rocking with each other. I don't think that they were expecting that.
They expect everybody to probably just sell out the minute big money comes in.
And to be at each other, and everybody supporting each other.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, why not?
Because it's like if it doesn't work for you, it's not gonna work for us. It's not gonna work for the next man. So it's like it makes no sense to do it any other way.
And we're all in a learning process. We're all in a learning curve together. Like, that's why when I meet all the farms and they're coming, they're like, "Yo, this is our product. It's the best in the business." I'm like, "It really isn't." I'm like, "Because this is infantile. There's how many stores in New York City?" I'm like, "What's it the best in?" You know, like. There's just no data to prove anything right now. It's so elementary. It's so young. Like you said, a baby.
Yeah, man, it's a baby.
You being a born and raised New Yorker, JonPaul, and like, you know, really being an OG, and obviously you've been outside for a while. How do you feel about us going up to Dykeman? You know what I mean? Like I said, you know, I'm from Harlem. He's from Washington Heights, taking it back up there.
You have to have the best pot up there. You can't fuck around.
Why is that?
Because Dykeman used to supply some of the best shit around.
So you know that because you're an OG New Yorker, but a lot of people nowadays don't know any of that history.
Those older people, they're not living up there no more, right? They moved.
No, I'm just trying to say that you know that. But I'm saying like there's a new generation, they don't know like how all these things that happen. And you've been around. You said you hung out up there.
To be honest, that's the another first lesson I learned was it's not about what I like, because I'm a snob. I've been smoking uptown
You're
weed.
a weed snob?
I'm a weed snob. I used to get my shit from Vermont. I love my flower. I love my bud. I don't touch vapes. I don't touch anything else. I don't care about vapes. I don't believe in them.
Blunts.
That's it. Just flower. So like, I realized though it's not about me, because there's the $30 eighth of that outdoor that people buy up like hotcakes. And I'm like, okay, like, you know, that's what you like, that's right. And then we have our pharmaceutical grade. That's, you know, indoor flower. It's great and amazing, and people love that. So I realized you just give them a little, you know, white swat to everything. It's not about what I like.
No, you got to cater to the market.
And there's a market for everything. Like, I thought edibles would be our second highest seller, and it ended up being vapes. And I was really shocked about that one. I had hands down, I was like, edibles would be number 2, but no.
Wow. He's vaping out here, David. That's what it is. They on that pen.
What's the split, you think? Like a breakdown.
I haven't looked at it in a couple of days, but it was like, you know, half off of what flour was, and then like another half off for edibles. Like it wasn't like a close. Yeah, it wasn't like a close second. It was weird.
Oh, okay. They vaping out here in these streets, man.
You know, remember, this is 3 months, you know? And I'm a data nerd, so, like, I'll be paying attention. So you come have me back on this show in a year, and I'll probably be able to regurgitate numbers all day long, you know? But it's crazy because like we got so many programs and so many systems and they all just give you different numbers.
How do you
be prepared for that, fellas?
I think that's a good point that you just made right there, JonPaul. How important is it to keep your books and your numbers and your data? Because remember, we are on our way to do it, but you're doing it, and I think people need to know.
When
and we want to know.
Off, we'll have the extensive talk. We'll walk through it. But yeah, that's very important. Bookkeeping. Solid accountant. Start your books from day one. There's the banking too is not as descriptive as like you're used to. If you're using Chase or Bank of America stuff, you're not getting that type of bank. You're getting a very, very preliminary, beta tested website. It's terrible. So it makes a lot of the bookkeeping a lot difficult. So keeping detailed records from the start. That's my recommendation. Get a good bookkeeper.
That's what I'm trying to say. See, I'm learning because only a fool knows it all. We are on our way to do it. You're doing it, and I know that there's always more and more hurdles and more struggles that are waiting.
Listen, like today we were sitting there pouring over papers today, trying to make sense out of the tax. Like you get reports. We have so many different programs telling me my numbers, and none of them just are making complete sense. Where you're like, okay. So it's like a lot of going through a lot of different stuff, but it's numbers. If you're not good with paperwork numbers, hire somebody that is. Don't try and do it if you're not good with it, because it's not elementary. It's
sophisticated.
It's sophisticated. It's AP shit.
So me and Ramon, growing up, we're both Dominican. I know you're Italian, JonPaul. Was there any big stigma, like from the OGs, from the parents, from the aunts and the uncles with cannabis when you grew up, like
my father,
devil's lettuce type of shit?
My father's, rest his soul, he was organized crime. He was a waterfront commission, so he's a cop for his whole year. So, it was the ironic that the cop's son sold, marijuana. But the only real, and this is a great story, is that I smoked Snoop Dogg's weed once, So my father ran security at the London Hotel, as, later on in life, and I go into his office one day and I'm like, Dad, it fucking stinks like weed in here. What's going on? He's like, this Snoop Dogg guy, his old grumpy cop. Snoop Dogg guy left his weed in the safe. He's like, I told him, call NYPD if you want to come and get it. I'm like, so it was just sitting on the desk and I just took it and I put it in my pocket. And this is the first time he ever acknowledged that I smoked weed in my whole time. I just looked at me, he's like, take it, just don't get caught. I was like, holy shit. I was like, I'm about to smoke Snoop Dogg's weed. I called my boy up. I was like, yep, fire weed, of course, the best of the best.
Shout out to Pops.
But did it always start out like that, or did it end up like that?
Ooh, that was a good one. It always ends up like that.
No, I just meant like what Pop Deuce was always that acceptive, or that was the point when he was.
He ended up like that, and after that it was just he had cancer in his later years, and I tried to get him on gummies and all types of shit. But this is a straight edge guy who never he took it in his life. So, and that's the beauty of marijuana now, is that I got people that contact me like, I want to bring my father by who's suffering from cancer. Obviously, we tell people, we're no medical, but the fact that people are exploring marijuana for relief of these things that we know it can help with, and that should have been a part of legalization, not social equity, not this, not that. The fact that we could help more people by releasing,
How do you feel about they put you to jump through all these loopholes and dance around all these regulations and put us through all this shit, right, JonPaul? But then the pharmacy sells opioids, easy breezy, lemon squeezy all day and all night, and like this shit nobody's died from, and we all know what that's done to the community.
That's a whole rabbit hole we can go down, but that's just. That's the crazy thing. Like, opioids straight up kill people, and they're just releasing these things. Now, liquor does more damage than marijuana, and look at Look at the stats on drunk driving, on alcoholism, on fetal syndrome.
They're worried about this.
They're worried about this, that we could just sit there and smoke nonstop, and the only thing that's gonna happen is we're gonna get fat when we walk out of here.
Fucking starving.
That's what I'm saying. Like the worst thing is that we're not even gonna make bad decisions. We're not gonna fight. We're not gonna hook up with fat chicks. Not that fat chicks. Not that there's anything wrong with that. There is a market for everyone. It's not about me. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's
It goes
nothing
down.
bad that happens from marijuana. You know.
So right now, this being, like you said, this is your first Super Bowl, your first holiday, 420 for you and your business. What do you think? What do you expect?
the energy's
What is gonna be like? What's gonna be special about NYC BUD that day that not every day?
We like, if you look at our socials, we did a big in-store with this DJ Seth Troxel last Friday. It's huge. We had like 100 people in the store, and we basically threw like a pop-up. We had pizza across the street. We had sold merchandise. We live streamed it to the park across the street on the TV next to an RV that we have. So like pop-ups like that, we're going to do a lot of. We didn't want to go crazy in the store Saturday because we know we're going to have a lot of traffic, but we do have a very popular DJ, this guy Monroe, who's coming. He's going to play in the store starting at 4:20 on Saturday.
Oh.
He also does these amazing rolls where he rolls like a dragon out of like 4 ounces of weed. Like, it's,
Dope.
Yeah, it takes him like 4 days to do. So we have a company Matter sponsoring that with some fire weed. So yeah, we're doing little stuff like that. We have tarot card readers and just a lot of activations in the store. So 4:20, and then like I think today's Tuesday, right? Wednesday we have a Joke and Toke. We're doing a comedy thing in the
Joke and
store.
Toke.
Yeah, so we're doing a comedy show. One of our guys, who is a bud tender, happens to be a comedian, so we organized this great comedy show. And then yeah, we're just gonna pop off all the weekend. I mean, the weather's looking good, and that for us is the big thing. So the beauty of it was we got to load up on a ton of new stuff this week. And we're constantly, we don't want to keep going with the same stuff over and over. We're constantly adding new flower. And that's also the juggle that you guys are going to learn. There's so much out there and you want to carry it all.
How do you, I guess, like train your bud tenders or keep them hip to all the stuff you got coming in?
The farms are very good at that. A lot of times they'll come, they'll drop off samples. They'll come and educate them, which is great. They give them the rundown on how it's made, all the little tidbits that, when they're regurgitating it to people, it's the knowledge that these people want to hear. Because your average customer is that timid person, especially where we are. You got to know your demographic of what you're setting up. We are that transplant. They're not really New Yorkers. They don't have a drug dealer. They don't got somebody to call, and they maybe got a number from somebody, or they're walking into the store very timidly. So they love it when you engage
They're
them.
learning things right there on the spot.
Yeah, I got guys, I'm telling you, they went to weed college, man. They know about things that I could have never knew about marijuana. So, we're very big on the education tip for our bud tenders, and then for them to educate people. I don't want them pushing, gummies on some old lady if, she's never done it before. So, we're very conscious of what we're doing. And, you got to know your demographic, know the audience and stuff.
Queens gets the money. So it's time we ask everybody that comes on here, JonPaul. I want to know your opinion because, I always like to get fresh eyes and fresh ears in your perspective from whatever you know about our organization, Happy Munkey, what we've done in the past, what we represent now. If you had to describe us and our organization in one word, what would it be and why?
A vibe.
A vibe. Why a vibe?
You guys were good energy from the moment I walked in here. This is the first podcast I think I've ever done.
Oh, nice.
Man.
And I've been in the entertainment industry, so I've done live interviews and I've done, tons of print. Forget about it, I could do those all day long, but, you forget. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's a bunch of cameras staring at me. We're sitting here smoking weed. I forget. Yeah, and so you guys are a good vibe. It made me comfortable,
Yeah. Thank you, man.
I don't want to listen to this, and I probably won't watch it, but
I'm a firm believer that your vibe attracts your tribe.
Nah, thank you, my man. I really appreciate
energy,
you
gentlemen.
coming out and kind of doing that. Nah, it's real because it took a lot for even us to start doing this. So I get coming on and being in the middle and lights and cameras.
And you don't know who's going to see this.
You
I
know
don't know.
what I mean?
You know you're going to be judged. There's going to be some asshole on there in the comments.
Fuck
this dude.
It's always an asshole.
Fuck his store.
I just want to tell you,
Thank
my
you,
brother,
asshole.
right here. That's
I give a fucking
that's
shit.
what we here. That's what we're here to do, though, JonPaul. To give your flowers now.
Nah, yeah.
You believed in this market. You're a true Yorker. You created something that added value to the market, and I want to say congratulations and thank you because what you do is helping us and helping the whole industry represent New York correctly and not doing what everybody else is doing and creating a different style and a different and representing the culture well.
My partners and I share that. We appreciate that, and we're there to help. I want you guys to call me and be like, yo, what do we got to do with this? And I'm done. Oh, you got to that stage in the fucking nightmare. No, it's all good, people. It's a lot of fun. At the end of the day, we're selling weed, man. It's
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
it.
it's the greatest thing ever. Like, I love it. I fucking love weed, you know?
Yeah, man. We here.
So
Did we forget anything, David?
yeah,
No, we ran through it. I was gonna ask some like news questions, but
talk about it. What's
Let's talk
up,
about
man?
it.
Don't get
Let's
scared now. Don't get timid now.
Yeah.
Let's
Real
look out a little
quick.
bit.
Yeah, hit him real quick.
it's all the secondhand smoke up in here. I got a little- All right, so I got a few questions for you guys, or more like news updates. So California's Department of Cannabis Control issued a mandatory recall on Mike Tyson's branded flower over mold contamination, right? While we know mold happens, especially in legacy market, that's
Yep.
something that you just know. My question really is to you guys is, someone who owns a store and someone who's going to open stores, where do you see, brand loyalty at? Like, do you think people are going to come back to Tyson's flower after that mold contamination? And how do you kind of handle, something you've handled in the legacy market, how do you handle mold in the legal market, for people who are coming to your store for the first time and they spend $60 on an eighth and it's moldy? Like, how do you guys feel about that, handle that, and,
I think being open, I can answer it a little bit better than them. That
Yeah, for sure.
I think what everybody was sitting on was a lot of old shit. I don't know how in California, because I'm assuming they flipped a lot of shit. Like, I don't know how. Maybe it was just a bad grow. But I think the New York problem at the beginning would have been everybody sitting on a lot of old stuff, and now the stores are getting open. But I think we've cycled through where we're now, because a lot of guys were out of stuff. So now I think we're cycling to fresh. So I don't think mold's only going to be a problem if it's a bad grow. And you're assuming that it's all tested. That's what brought me back to, like, you're going to be told that shit's going to be coming in one way, and it's not. It's not. It has all the testing and stuff. But we've found my guy Oleg that works for me. Shout out to Oleg. This guy's he's great. He found, like, I forget what brand it was, but, like, it wasn't what it says it was. It was some sort of vape thing, and he's an expert in vapes. So, like,
it's the Oleg we know.
That's the homie with the glasses?
Yeah.
That's our boy right there.
That's it. Oleg's the fucking man. So,
He's one of those, like, weak scientists, like you said.
scientist. So, he catches shit. So, it's not as buttoned up as, you think you're walking into.
Now, my opinion is, David, similar to JonPaul, like, it's fucked up for Tyson because I know how hard he's been working on his brand and what he's been doing. And the truth is, like, he said, that's, like, not really on him. His job is to market, have his product. Like, that's supposed to be lab
Wait,
tested.
whoa.
Also
Tyson
here-
just sold out in 1 week, by the way. We just had all the shit in the store, all his gummies,
of
all
course.
his weed just sold out. So,
But
whatever.
again, in
When he
New
beats
York-
Jake Paul's ass, it'll sell even more.
But the good thing is that, you store owner, right? And you correct me if I'm wrong, right? You ain't got nothing to do with that, right? Because you getting everything packaged.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't even
That's-
see it.
that's-
I don't even
that's
know
my-
it's molded to the
That's my
customer.
same point about Tyson. That it's like he probably made a deal with a processor, put his brand, put his packaging up, and they were supposed to. The state's supposed to make sure it's tested.
yeah,
and whatever. But I'm just trying to say that
That's the bullshit.
It is the bullshit. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, you ask, like, I think that customers probably will come back if they do their homework because that's not something that, like, was within his control.
Look, when someone crashes in a Ford and they're in a fiery crash because the brakes went on a Mustang, maybe people stop buying Mustangs for 6 months and then they go right back to it. A brand like Tyson's way too big. That's not going to be one crop's not going to cripple him.
100%. All right, so next one. Ease Cannabis delivery workers in California are ready to strike over 420 wages, mileage, and benefits. How viable do you see delivery for your businesses here in New York?
You guys going to deliver?
Eventually, yeah. But
yeah.
but the truth is that the data says that it's something really, it's like a whole different science project. It's like a whole different nightmare and not necessarily profitable if you don't figure it out. But we always knew that New York has been like a big delivery place, but in the legal regulated market, it's really, really complicated to crack that code. Eventually, I hope we'll give it a shot, but definitely not for the faint of heart. It's like a whole nother
you
project.
Can't just send people out in a skateboard. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, go ahead, go send that real quick. Yeah.
We did. I mean, wait, listen, we dove right into it, but again, I got guys sitting around doing nothing all day for the first, month and a half. Now, it ramps up slowly, and logistically, it is a lot. Like, thank God, my partner owns Ferrari Driving School, one of the largest driving schools in the state. So they logistically, this is they've done this their whole life.
See, that's different. You know what I mean?
So we have a lot of those niche and the infrastructure wise to get these things done. So we dove right into it, and again, same thing. Being an old school drug dealer from the neighborhood. Yo, my shit developed totally differently. You had your customers every single Friday. I think we get, and I'm not on the floor every weekend to say, but we get them coming into the store every single week. You get your regulars, so you'll notice them very, very soon. But delivery is a challenge to jump into. I mean, logistically, cars. You can do bikes. We're doing bikes and just like scooters. We're not getting into the cars. Then you get into insurance. Then you get into a whole different thing. We're hoping that with the the density of where we are, we can just keep enough guys moving around on foot, even because you can walk to the buildings.
All right, my last one is New Hampshire's House of Representatives voted a bill to pass legal adult use. Ohio's going to launch its adult use market by June, and even Florida sounds like it's going to go recreational this year. Just what are your thoughts on legalization moving forward in this country, especially because it's election year, so a lot of states have it on the ballot. What are your thoughts on it?
My thought on it is that right now it's up to like 24 states recreational. With those three, it's going to be like 27 states. That means that we're going over half of the country now, not medical, just recreational. And my prediction is that we're like not too far away from some sort of either descheduling on the federal level or legalization, because I think that now the leverage is on our side, on the federal government, because now we're going over half of the country. So that's just my opinion.
I agree with him. I think things like the Safe Bank Act and whatever they need to pass in Congress, so that the banking, that's a big problem too, the banking. But I think once you're going half over, you got to start having a serious conversation about passing this. And like you said, election year, so hopefully it's used in this, election year.
I ain't got a highly educated answer like these two players over here, but I would love to just go down south and not get locked up for weed. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all I want to do.
Florida,
I don't want to be in Miami and all these places that we all want to go to. Atlanta.
You know that Bible Belt?
You don't go through Georgia, man. You don't go through Georgia.
I just want to smoke, B. I just want to be able to smoke.
Florida.
No problem.
I didn't think Florida would do it. I'm watching Florida because we will definitely have the NYC BUD retirement home down there. That will definitely be the move. They'll do it because I'm already starting to see the same things that popped up in New York. You got the trucks driving around. You got the pop-up CBD stores that are selling bud. So all the little stuff's happening in Wynwood. So I'm seeing it. And there's loose regulation.
Miami don't care about weed. I think Miami's
popping.
Saying. The rest of Florida, I don't know. But, Miami,
that's the sixth borough.
That's the sixth borough. Yeah,
but I'd go north. I'd go north of Florida to like Aventura or something like that. Open up. We're definitely going to move to Florida and make a move if that happens.
We like Miami. David likes Miami.
Definitely the sixth borough.
I love Miami. That's it. That's home.
JonPaul, man, this has been an honor and a pleasure, man, to have an OG like you in here that, is really, stepping up the culture, being creative, and really repping New York correctly. Can you tell the people, like, where could they find you? Where could they find your organization? How could they stay in tune with you and your team, what you got going on?
Hopefully everybody comes and visits the store, because the experience is what, like, I want you guys to come. You text me when you're in town. Like, the experience is what, you can look at it in videos, but I want people to just come once. I don't care. Come once.
Catch a vibe.
Catch the vibe. And, they could always find me. I'm actually always at the store usually. I like I said, I like going there. I like working the store. I like interacting with the customers, hearing what they want. So, that's where you could always find me. Our socials, nycbud.com. And, you'll start seeing a lot of pop-up events. I mean, big things from concerts to, who knows. We talk with a lot of farms. We could do festivals. We could do whatever we want to do.
Nice.
I want to do Happy Munkey parties. Let's do it.
We've done it. We've done a few. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Awesome, guys.
So remember, everybody, use the code LISTEN. If you want to cop some merch, it gets you 20% off. And remember, keep it real. Don't steal. Don't squeal. And life will hand you a good deal. Till the next episode, peace, love, and happiness.